What is going on, Supra channel? Welcome back, guys. This is part 5 of the 1200 horsepower Supra build. It's been a while, took in a couple weeks. It's been cold. I have to get away from work for work a little bit, so I was out of town, and we are still waiting for the body shop for the green Supra here. So let's do a couple more little things here while the car's here in the house before it goes off to paint. So today we're going to be working on, let's see here, on the diff. The LSD is already installed. You can see it's a fresh gasket. Everything's ready to go. The ears are off. I have the new PHR ears here. These are the billet earrings that we're gonna, ears that we're gonna use for the diff. We're also doing the solid subframe bushings. So we're gonna be removing the stock ones. Here they are. These are the stock ones here. Obviously they come out this way. I'm just trying to like look at it here with my old man, see how we can figure it out. I know there's a tool, but we don't have the tool, so I'm gonna be doing it the old school, just home backyard way. So we're gonna see how we can get these out, and I'll make sure we get it on video just in case anybody doesn't have the tool and they have to get it done, just like me here. But yeah, guys, I know it's been a couple weeks. I haven't touched the car. It's still the same way. So you can see, last off we left all the suspension, the fenders, everything's nicely in here. We're just waiting for the body shop. That's out of my control. It's been cold, so they've been backed up a little bit with the other cars and the other projects. The tranny, it got a new bushing. We put new fluid in there, give it a nice little coat of paint so it looks a little more decent. The diff as well, I left the stock, obviously stock color with the cover getting cleaned up. I have here the stock hanger. All of this is going to be coming out. I'm going to be putting in the hanger with the 3 pumps. I have the box here, the PHR box for the battery location. I'm going to go ahead and mount it back here and kind of get that semi-installed before it goes off to paint. So I could get ahead. I could do as many things as possibly as I can before the car goes off to paint. And then when it comes back, obviously, it's less things to do and to worry about. So let me not bore you guys. Let me go ahead and just get it straight to the subframe bushings. Install these and give you guys a little walk down or a time lapse on how to do it. Here, before we keep going, let me show you a couple more things we got here. Don't mind the old microwave, we're getting rid of that. Just a bunch of stuff here in the backyard. We have the Hypertune intake that's going on here. This side, Nick wants it chromed. It has this flange here that they use like a screw on. We're going to be taking this off and using we're going to be welding on a factory flange for the stock AAC valve. I'm going to be doing that. We got the gas tank cover back from God Powder. Shout out to Ricky. He hooked us up with the powder coating. One of the undercovers here that had a little bit of rust in it. Cleaned that up. So we got a couple things powder coated for the car. Obviously I'm going to put this when it comes back for paint. This is all fuel system stuff. The rail, we're going to do a black powder coating. These are the hangers, the fuel pumps, the cover for the tank. We have the brackets, wiring, all the little stuff for the fuel system. So yeah, we got a couple little things we want to do, especially in this video before it goes off to paint. I'm pretty sure it's gonna go real soon, guys. That's why I kind of been holding off between work and the cold. So been giving them time, but now that it's here, I'd rather just I could get ahead of myself and do these stuff while the car's still here. Then actually wait till it gets painted, and obviously when it comes back, it's gonna be full-blown, put it back together and all the things I need to get done. I believe the motor is almost done from what Nick told me, so it'll probably be here in the next week or two. Guys, I don't think I shared this in the channel, but Nick, he went in pretty hardcore. He ended up getting a built dark block from Induction Performance with a 7685 next gen turbo, so the car is probably going to be a little over 1200. So just throwing that out there, that's pretty big for this build. So it is going to be a nice build, man. He's definitely spending top dollar on this, and this is going to be a nice build. So yeah, guys, let's jump right in it. Thanks for tuning in. Again, remember, if you like the content so far on the build, I know I kind of haven't uploaded in the last 6 weeks. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit your notifications so you can keep up with the build, guys. Thank you. Let's get right into it. No se mueve nada. No, esto era una marca.
Dale por allá tú. Espérate.
No, está haciendo un regalo abajo.
Oye, el destornillador no cabe todavía.
¿Pero caminaba algo nada?
No, arriba me parece que camina un poquito.
Ya camina. Eso camina un poco. Algo tiene que se mueve para un lado. So we actually decided to actually pull the fuel tank. The cover was already off, so it's pretty much take out the 4 straps on here on each corner. Obviously over there where the lid is, take out the 4 bolts, the little electronic, not electronic, the little cable levelers, so it opens up the door. And just unhook the top. Either way, all these lines are coming off. We're running new lines, so that's gonna be gone. So this is probably better anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and actually cut it with the grinder. Make like a slit on it, and then we can collapse it, and it should be easier to come up. We're gonna have it pulled. Obviously, if you have the extractor from PHR, the actual tool, it's a lot easier, but we're working with what we have. So I got the old man here helping me out because he likes to do this kind of stuff. Here's the first one. This is the one with the single hole. You can see here we cut it with the grinder on a couple sides and then collapse it inside, and that's what finally got it out. It is a lot of work. We're gonna get some bumps and bruises. Here's what it looks like. We're gonna be working on this one now. Same procedure. We're gonna cut it, collapse it inside, and then bang it out from the inside part towards the back of the car. And then yeah, we'll get ready, clean this up a little bit, and then put in the new ones. So took a little longer than expected, but yeah, taking them off, it was a lot of work without the tool. So I highly recommend that if you don't want to get any cuts or any bruises on yourself. My leg here, I would definitely get the tool if you want to avoid all of that. While I was here, I went ahead and removed the factory fuel lines that usually go through here. Sorry, up here where the tank is. Feed down here, go all the way to the front. If you can see, those are the only 2 that are left here. Remember, this is the older style. I believe the 97, 98 style, there's only 1 brake line that comes from the front to the back, or it could be the non-turbo, I'm not sure. And then it splits off back here, obviously, into the 2 calipers. The way these are, the turbo models or the earlier models, It actually feeds two, and then it feeds on each side here, and you know, goes to each caliper. So I'm gonna go ahead now and actually give it some pressure clean here. I'm gonna see so we can get all this as much as we can out of here now that there's no diff in here or the gas tank, and I'm gonna try to clean it out as best as I could here. I'm gonna be washing the tank here with some of this industrial the things that the greaser that my old man uses for the trucks, the same stuff we use for the engine bay. I'm gonna do the undercarriage of the car, where the rear end is in the gas tank, and I'm gonna put on the gas tank too, so at least we get this thing nice and cleaned up, but I get all these cluster of mud and whatever else is surrounded with this car. You could tell is either they off-roaded it or they love to go into the mud or something, because it's definitely full of mud. All right, see the bottom of the car here. Sprayed it down. Got everything nicely degreased down here. We're gonna pressure wash it now. Check out the gas tank. Looks a lot better than what it was. Still got to dry it up, just kind of left it there. We're working our way now on the back of the car. We're going to put on the subframe bushings. You can see the car under. It's a lot cleaner than what it was. So at least we're working with a cleaner surface. But yeah, these are the bushings here. We're gonna go ahead and just hit it with a 2x4 with a hammer here, and it should just pop into place. All right, that popped into place. Yeah, I mean, it went in pretty smooth, nothing crazy. A lot of, obviously you're just going around top, bottom, side to side. As long as it goes in evenly, it's pretty smooth. Always remember, make sure the arrows are pointing up. Once you hear that soft sound, that means you reach the bottom. So, all right, they're installed. Cool. So the subframe bushings are installed. All right, about to get the diff up in its place. Pump it here a couple times. This is gonna be a wrap for today, guys. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Wanted to show you guys the diff installed. I did all the axle bolts are done. Diff is nicely installed. Again, the ears in the front done. We're all good to go here. E-brakes on. I would have turned it. Yeah, got the bolt here for the gas tank. I'm gonna see if I put on the sway bar tomorrow, maybe the day after. Sway bar, the end links for the suspension here in the rear sway bar. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put the gas tank. But before I do that, I think I'm gonna mount the battery, which there's two bolts that go in through here, and it's more comfortable with the gas tank. So I might as well take advantage and do it now that the gas tank is actually off, and I can go ahead and bolt it on. All right, good morning YouTube, welcome back. Obviously yesterday we were working on the Supra, on the diff install, got everything in the bottom of it clean. On the back side of it, we had obviously already done some of the front and the engine bay, but yesterday I got on there with a small pressure cleaner gun with my old man, and we got all that done. So I'm going to look on there now, but as of now I'm going to be focusing on the actual hanger with the pumps and just the little details that are going to go inside the tank. I still have the tank outside. I'm going to work with it outside. It's got a little bit of fuel left in there. Shouldn't be that much. I believe Nick, this car set for a long time, and it looked like, you know, the gas was, you know, watered down and all this stuff. The hanger had to be you know, replaced and whatnot. So the hanger is actually new with a new pump. Even the ring here looks pretty new. So here's the hanger with, I believe he did say that he got a PHR what's it called, the floater for the signal for the leveler sensor. I'm sorry, you can tell it's a new pump, new hanger, just new everything. So we're not going to be using this. Obviously you can see there's a little bit of gas in there. It looks pretty clean. I'm sure he cleaned it up, but I'm going to make sure all that all that old gas gets drained out, and we're going to put all new stuff in there. And I'm going to be working on the hanger today, and then leave this installed. And I'm not going to run any lines, any fittings, but we are going to leave the hanger already in there with the 3 fuel pumps installed. So really quick before we keep going, I know I said it earlier in the video, but this is the breakdown here. We have 3 Walbro 450s, the PHR hanger. I have installed at least, let me say 5 or 6 of these now. Have it on my car personally. The hanger here, you have the bracket that goes in the back. What is this? The hanger. Okay, this is the bottom side of the hanger. It goes up here. I'm gonna give a little detail about this. Actually, look, we're looking for the fuel filter bracket stretch right here. This to hold the 3 pumps, and these are just hoses that you obviously connect up here. So I'm gonna do a small video on this. I've done it before, and you know, obviously it's nicer to do it out here. And like I said, the car's just sitting here now, and we might as well just get this stuff done because it needs to get done anyway. And this is actually it's gonna save us a lot of time before it comes. All right, guys. So this is the stuff that comes with the PHR hanger and the bracket. Here, so you actually have your top hat here. These are the 3 fittings, obviously, that the hoses from the pumps. So you have pumps, hoses, fittings, and they all slide into this fitting. And PHR made this part replaceable, I guess. Maybe somebody stripped the threads or something here, so they have made it. That's a replaceable part. There's an O-ring. Obviously the O-ring's in here. O-ring goes in here. This goes here. All the screws for this one are here. They're all separated. So this covers that. Okay. Then you have your 3 your triple hanger here for your pumps, and then you have the arm here, the stick. This is how, you know, obviously how long it goes, and then I'll cover that after. So these 2 screws that are here, they go into here, and then you can slide this. You know, obviously you have this much room here to slide it up and down, and then you have 2 other screws here that go into, where's the part of the bracket? Let me see here. Hold on, let me look. Should be right over here. Okay. If you see it, it's one part of that flange that's removable and one part on the actual hat, and that goes on should be right here. And then the nuts are going to be facing the back side that way. Okay, so that's how it's going to go. 2 screws there, this part over here, and obviously you have these 3 fittings. This is a -8, and this is going to be for your, okay, that's all these. This is going to be out for your feed, one out here. The plug, if you're only running 1 feed, out here. And obviously if you're going to do 2 feeds, you're going to need another one of these. You're doing 2 feeds, and then your return that's here. It's just -6 that they supply over here. This is the breather for the tank. This line here. I'm gonna take you over here to the factory tank, and it's this line here. And this, it's actually, I'm sorry, I take it back. It's not the breather. It's kind of like the fill snout that kind of lets it breathe, so while you're pumping gas in there, it doesn't give you a hard time. Doesn't you know, let the the actual gun, you know, go off. So this actually just slides into that port that's over there. This is the breather, and everyone has a lot of actually get a lot of questions about this. What have I done? This is the line that goes all the way to the bottom of the car into the front of the chassis. I mean, into the front of the car where the charcoal canister is by the engine bay. On mine, many years ago, I actually just left it under by the bottom of the wheel, like the driver's side wheel over here. I'm sorry, the passenger wheel right there in the front. And I just kind of put like a filter there. But I mean, it is, you know, after seeing it now, it is pretty useless. I think, you know, they you could usually use not usually, you might be able to use like a check valve, maybe, you know, so you could kind of, you know, vent. It's got a vent. You can't cap it off. So you either take this hose and leave it off, but then it's actually going to be bad, because if your tank is full and you're kind of splashing around, you might get some overspray and you don't want that. So I think I don't know, I'm gonna see, but maybe a piece of hose with maybe just a filter pointing up, so even if you do have a little splash, you know, it comes back in the tank and you don't have, you know, just an open line that has a, you know, gas spilling everywhere. That wouldn't be safe, especially in the back of the car. So I don't know, I think I'm gonna look into this. I'm thinking maybe, because this is gonna be new for my car too, but it's literally just a line. There's nothing special about it. There's no check valve in between. So I think maybe I'm gonna see if there's a check valve we could use, like an inline check valve that, you know, lets it vent out, you know, vapors out, but it doesn't, you know, doesn't let you come back in, if that makes sense. Yeah, so anyway, let me go back to, obviously this we're not going to use anymore, so this stays, this is part of the tank but not the top. So you could take this screw off and you could take this little cap off, so you can have more clearance when you run the aftermarket lines through there. One thing that's very important that everybody always forgets, I just spoke to Nick and he said he does have a new seal. This seal, you need to pull it off your stock hanger, or actually, you know, replace it with a new one, obviously. And you need to put it on the actual hat, because PHR doesn't supply one. It would be nice if you just kind of throw it in there, you know, for the price. I don't think a $5 seal would, you know, hurt anybody. But I seen people that forget to do this, and then they have a lot of, you know, fumes and smell, obviously, in the car because it's not sealed correctly. You need to put the factory one on here. It doesn't come with one, so don't forget. But yeah, let me go ahead and set all this thing up in the time lapse, and I'll give you I'll give you a more detailed you know, look how it looks after it's been installed. So I'll just set up the time lapse here on the table, and I'll put it all together. Alright guys, so here's what we have so far. Put the fittings on the top hat here. I took out the plug on the top side. I'll cover that now, but it's pretty simple. Just to make it less threaded here. So I got the 3 pumps on the actual bracket here, or the back side. I haven't measured them yet, but I'll give you usually just we'll put it next to the stock one and about the same length. That should be good to go. I noticed we don't have the socks here. I'm gonna ask Nick about them. Maybe he has them, maybe he hasn't got them, they forgot. We'll see. These connectors here for the pumps, these need to be cut out. I usually like to cut very close to the plug here to give as much space as possible. And then obviously these are very common sense here. It's nothing you know, out of this world. You have 3 combination cables. You know, obviously you have 3 grounds and 3 powers. So you have 1 pump here, another pump here, and another pump here. And guys, these are colored, so you cannot get them wrong. Solid, white striped, and black and red striped. So you know that's 1 pump, another pump, and another pump. And then these three here are for your level sending unit. It's just 3 cables. Again, let me see here. I gotta put it from the stock one, but I believe the colors match as well. There's the stock unit here, and you have a, let's see here. What do we have? We have 3 cables. Well, actually 4. I guess the PHR uses 4. Right, so you have a red, which you have a red here. You have a white, and the gray goes with black. So yeah, so it's the same thing. So you have a gray, and you splice it together with the black one. Alright guys, so I wanted to say a couple little things here before we keep going. As you can see, I put on the hoses. Don't tie the back, because obviously the hoses are made to a size, and if you put them too down, how I originally had it down here, it's not going to be long enough. Remember, you still have this gap down here to make it for the socks, and this is about the length. So this is going to pretty much bottom on in the tank with the socks, so that's how much you need. So remember, don't tie in that, just kind of leave it on there so it doesn't get out of place, but you're going to need the extra room up and down for the hoses. If you see the hoses, they're hard, they're not like a soft, and they're not really meant to be bent. If not, you will kink them, and they are hard to put on top of the pump. So I would suggest you slide the one end on the pumps, and then slide them already together, assembled, and then you can clamp on the first clamp in the bottom. You're gonna need this style of hose clamp or pliers to clamp them down. These are that I don't know what you even call these, so just notice that square looking head and this type of fitting here. Also, don't forget to slide the extra fitting in there once you slide up here, because once it's up here, there's no way you can pull it down. It's like a safety, like a rigid that it has there, and it goes in there very snug. Once it's on there, it will not come off, and you have to slit the hose and get a new hose, so it's not gonna be able to, you're not gonna be able to reuse it. So obviously, when you put this in and put in the pump, make sure you put that extra one in there, and then slide it in all together, and then do one at a time. So this is what it's gonna look like, more or less. I haven't done the connectors yet. I'm gonna do that now. Here, let me set the tripod here so I can show the movement. The floater here, as you can see, I actually bent the bracket here a little, just a hair out, because it was rubbing on the pump here. I tried to adjust, and there was no way. But you do want it to go all the way to the bottom, like you see here. Yeah, it's going, yeah, might even have to bend a little more, but you want it to go all the way to the bottom, which is like, it's going to show, you know, obviously your level of fuel inside the gauge, and then obviously down up here is free, but you're going to have this movement here, and it's hitting this pump here. So I'm going to turn this ear a little bit outward. Okay, so that's a little out there, and now you can see all the way to the bottom like it should. And if it's yeah, once you have gas in there, it should be fine. So it's going all the way to the bottom, no issue, and then up depending on the level of the gas. And this is what's in signal, and it shows in your gauge here. And then this is the light when your gas level is slow. Once it gets below this, obviously that's when your light turns on. So let's go ahead now and do the connections for the fuel pumps and the connections for the sending unit, and that's going to be pretty much a wrap for the hanger. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. right, guys, we have the complete hanger here. Here you can see all the wiring. Again, when you use all these butt connectors, make sure you pull on them, you know, pretty evenly. Make sure they're nice and tight. I don't really like using them, but for the inside tank stuff, it's what usually they recommend. So again, I just put the zip ties just to kind of keep the cables all together, you know, nicely out of the way. You don't want anything coming out of the hat, so when it goes down, nothing's bothering you. It doesn't get caught up in anything. So, but yeah, this is what it looks like. Pretty much done. Only thing we're missing here is the 3 socks, the new seal that Nick is bringing me, and then we are going to be dropping it in the tank, and that's it. She's done. All right, guys. So next thing we're doing here in the Supra is the mounting of the actual battery box. I'm not going to go into crazy detail, just how to mount it and what I think the best option for everybody is if they want the cleanest possible setup. I have done mine a custom way for years, but after doing the PHR one with the mat, this is the way to go. So you got to remove this this rubber insert that's here on this side to make it nice and flush. Obviously you saw it was here. You want the box as flat as possible. We're gonna go ahead and drill the 2 holes that are required, one there and one back here to hold it. Obviously it's gonna be easier here because we have no gas tank, so we're just gonna go drill on through. Now exactly where to mount it, I would suggest you guys get the PHR trunk mat. This already has a cutout for the battery box. I may need 2 hands for this, so bear with me here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put the camera down. All right, so if you guys see here, obviously the trunk pieces are not here, but follow the strut towers back here and you know you're in the right place. Car is half apart and it already looks good having this on. Again, there's no panels, but this will guide you exactly where you want to mount the box. So that's this is probably the cleanest setup I have. It's flimsy. Mine, it's made out of a thick design, and I am going to be moving my box next time around. So I have mine that splits into 2 halves with the nitrous bottle in the middle, so it kind of holds everything in place. It's just screws that go through it. So I'm going to be doing that half because I had it like tucked all the way to the back, and I had to cut that panel. I was able to source this back panel new. So I'm going to be doing the same setup on my car with the PHR battery box. I think it's a very nice clean setup, and obviously these guys have it down right. So the battery box is here, I'm sorry, and obviously you want this nicely secured. You don't want it just have it here. So the reason I have the mat is obviously just to kind of give myself a guide where I want to mount the box. Once you see the mat is good where you want it, it's nice and flush where it's supposed to go. Again, square it out evenly, and you put the box, and we're gonna drill here and drill here just to make sure we have the right holes. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Obviously PHR provides all the hardware. This is a box here. It's in here somewhere with the screws. I'm gonna go through it, and this is for the ground that obviously we're gonna go ahead and take care of that too. So let me go ahead and drill the box and mount it in place. Battery box, have it nicely installed here. If you can see, we did the 2 bolts already. 1, 2. Even did the ground here. I drilled it out. I think it's it's a little bigger than what PHR recommends, but I did a 10 by 125, and then obviously you drill it, and then obviously you have to tap it with the bolt. Right, this is what it looks like. Let's see the underside so you guys can see the bolts I go through. So I said, since the gas tank is not here, obviously these go with a nylon washer down here, but if you were to have the gas tank here, you have to be very careful when you drill down, because obviously you could go down and pinch the gas tank. So you have to use extreme caution. You don't want to drill into your gas tank. So this is why I took advantage of the gas tank was off and went ahead and did this. All right, so that's what it looks like, guys. Obviously I'm not gonna leave it on. I'd rather have this nice and black, gloss black. I'd rather leave it out and not let the body shop bang it or ding it or even get it dirty, because when this car comes back, it's gonna be completely full of dust and stuff in the body shop. So obviously this is gonna be just temporary. I'm not gonna even bolt it down, but just wanted to show you guys what it was. All right, guys, there's a lot of little things already in this video. And by the time I'm done editing, it's probably going to be over 20 something minutes already. So I think I'm going to wrap this one right here. Pretty basic. Gas tank goes on. It's just 2 braces. It's pretty self-explanatory. Where are the braces? Where are the braces for the gas tank? Braces for the gas tank. Oh, here they are. Okay. Obviously, you see it's just 4 bolts that literally hold the gas tank up together. Obviously, if you're going to take it off, I would recommend that you drain the gas or try to have as little gas as possible so it's not that heavy. The bracket and the hanger, I just kind of put it here temporarily until I get the new seal and I can actually close this, and then we're going to be done with that. Then the electrical plug goes on here. There's a little slit on there. Where is it? Obviously it's not a little slit, but okay. So if you see the top 3 prongs, it's the same thing here. So just 3, just match it, and you know it goes downward, and it should only go in one way. That's it. And you put on the nut, tie it down, and you're done. And the same thing exterior, guys. You have the 3, and these are all color matched for outside too. PHR made it very idiot proof. These are for your sending unit, and I think the factory colors are the same. And these are for your 3 pumps. Obviously, you're gonna ground all of these together because these are all your grounds externally out here somewhere. I think there's a nut in the chassis. I'll show you now. And these are gonna go to each individual relay for the pumps. And I usually use this bolt over here for my ground. I use this one over here. Just put a bolt over here, clean up the surface here, make sure it's bare metal, and that's what I use for a ground source for that. And that's it. All right, guys. So that's gonna be the end of part 5. I hope you guys enjoy the video and are enjoying the series so far. I'm sorry I didn't post any content for a little while. Took a little break and it's been cold. And like I said, I've been sitting around with the body shop waiting to get the car in. So I've been kind of limiting myself to what I have to get done. I honestly can't do much more until the car comes back, and then I could just literally start putting everything back together, because you know there's not really much else that I could do to get ahead. Suspension's on in there, diff is done, like even the fender cuttings are done. So that's it. It's just now just waiting for the body shop and getting the car painted, just to put it just to assemble it back together. Guys, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Thank you guys for watching. Any comment down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. Thank you for watching. Take care.